I was watching the interview of Will Smith and his wife, and it got me thinking about this topic. Why do you want to marry, or why did you get married? In that interview, his wife said they got married because she was pregnant, and I think her mom wanted them to get married. She said she didn't want to get married, but it was like the right thing to do.
I really didn't want to get married, but...
We only got married because Gammy was crying.
It got me thinking deeply about why people want to get married. So there's this film called 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. Adam, he had 6 other brothers. They all lived together in the same house. And the house was a mess. The food was a mess. So he purposed in his heart to look for a wife that can cook and clean after them. That was his intention. So he went to the city to look for a wife, and he got one, Millie. Millie works hard, very hard, cooks for so many men.
And you wouldn't have a wife under the counter there. I'm looking for a wife.
Any special brand?
Well, yes. I'd like best a widow woman that ain't afraid to work. There's 7 of us men, me and my 6 brothers. Place is like a pigsty, and food tastes worse. So I made up my mind. Next time I come into town to trade, I'm going to bring me back a wife.
Well, Billy, where are you? A dozen men in here, bellowing for fiddles, and you out chopping wood.
And so she was happy that finally she's not going to cook and clean for just one man. She was too excited. So Adam couldn't tell her the real reason why he was marrying her. She found out later. So sometimes a man might decide to get married because he has a very high sex drive. He's insatiable. So he might decide, okay, I'm going to get married, so my wife can give it to me 3 times a day. That was his intention. Sadly, he did not pass this information on to his wife. So initially they get married, they're in the throes of passion. It's a new relationship. She doesn't mind. In fact, she's pleased that her husband desires her. But after a while, she becomes resentful. What's wrong with you? Is this the only reason why you married me? Well, yeah, it's just he didn't tell you. Is it food to him? Well, yeah, it is. And then fights start happening in the relationship. She tells her friends every time, he just wants me. He even comes home during his lunch hour. He wants me. What's wrong with him? And the friend starts maybe giving her bad advice. Or you need to chase him out, or you need to leave him. Your body is not this, it's not that. That's the reason he married, but he did not mention it. If he'd mentioned it at the beginning, then the wife would have known what she was in for. So it's actually good to sit down before you get married and lay your intentions bare, put all your cards on the table. Let the other person know whether she or he can go on with this. Sometimes some friends will visit their bro and they see the place a mess. Hey, you need to marry. See your room, all your laundry, all your dishes, everywhere it's a pit. It's like a pigsty. You need to get married so your wife can cook and clean after you. Then he gets married for that reason. He doesn't tell her. So she comes into the house. He's expecting a hot meal every day. He's expecting his washing to be done. He's expecting the house to be spick and span. She's tired because she's also going to work. She's come home. She's sat down. He comes home. He's resentful. He picks a fight with her. What's wrong with you? Why isn't there any food in the kitchen? She's just had a baby or she's sick. Why isn't my laundry done? Why isn't the house tidy? And she's thinking, why is he so inconsiderate? I'm sick, or I've just had a baby, or I'm tired, and he still wants me to do all of this. Am I his slave? Well, that's why he married you, but he did not tell you. He needed a glorified housekeeper, but he didn't mention it to you. That's why you're now having problems. And some might say, okay, they don't want any babies. They got married, they don't want any babies. the other partner wants babies. You don't mention it before you get married. There was a man that I knew once. He got married. He said he told his wife he didn't want any babies. He just wanted the two of them, you know, to live their life together, be able to go traveling, drop things at a moment's notice, and just go off without any kids, like, you know, tailing behind or ruining their moments plans and stuff like that. But she wanted the baby. She didn't tell him she got pregnant. It almost destroyed their relationship. He hated that boy. I don't know now if things are okay, but the time I knew him, the boy was a little boy, about 3 years old, and he didn't like the boy at all. And sometimes the wife would say, can he like look after the kid because she has to go somewhere? He didn't like that. And he was like resentful. I never said I wanted the kid. So hopefully, I don't know, but he made his intentions clear. It was the wife who thought, and her friends told her that once you have a kid, he'll come round. He never came round because he didn't want a kid. You know, some men might decide to marry this woman because she's got a big behind. That's what they like. They like big-bottomed women. That's their preference. That's why they married that girl. That's the only reason that they married that woman. But they didn't tell her. And then they get married, and he goes out to work. Maybe she's at home. Her friends might say, girlfriend, you better lose weight. Your husband is out there every day. He's working in the office with all these slim and slinky women. They will snatch him from you. So she starts working hard. She goes to the gym. She starts working hard. She's losing weight. She's losing that big behind. He's getting trim and pert. The husband is not happy. Everybody are, saying that the woman looks nice, complimenting her, saying, wow, you look fantastic. To the husband, she doesn't. She's losing the one thing that he wanted, but he didn't say. If he told her before they got married, I love your backside, I love it how it is, she would have kept it. She wouldn't have worked so hard. She wouldn't have starved herself going on diets. But he didn't say anything. And she thought, okay, I need to slim down to make him happy. I need to slim down to look good for him. And then he doesn't like it. And then he starts going out to look for big-bottomed women outside. We really need to discuss these things before we hitch up. Why do you want to marry me? Why do you want to get married? Some women, they only want to get married to have babies. And they want all their babies in wedlock. They just want babies. Immediately they have their quota full. They don't care about the man. He can go out. He can do whatever he likes. They don't care. They just wanted their babies. And the man keeps on saying, since she had these kids, she has no time for me. Everything is just around her kids. That's the reason she got married. She didn't say. But that was the only reason she got married. She wanted her babies. She wanted them with just one man. And she had her kids. He can go off for all she cares. You see, so, and he doesn't know that he was just used. He was just a sperm donor, though they did get married. But that's the reason she got married. In my situation, I got married because I wanted companionship. I was very lonely. London, UK can be a lonely place. It's in this part of the world that someone can die in their flat for 3 weeks and the neighbors won't even check on you. They won't even knock on the door and check on you. It's when there's a bad smell. They now call the police that there's a smell coming from that flat. The police break down the door and there's a dead body, a skeleton, rotten flesh. So this part of the world is a lonely place. And I thought, okay, I want a companion, someone that we're in the house together, we can have a chat, someone just there, cold nights, you can hug each other, you go on walks together. Everybody has their own reason, but it's good to find out the reason why the person wants to marry you, or the reason why you want to marry that person, so that there will not be shocks in the end. If you lay your cards on the table from the onset, and the other person is now moaning down the line, you say, excuse me, I told you I want it 3 times a day. Don't complain now. You agreed. Don't complain now. So anyway, that's my short message for today. Marriage is honorable and the bed undefiled. God ordained marriage. So it's still a great institution to go into. I don't regret being married, but just make sure you marry your friend. God bless you. Bye.